Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Today, we're going to be looking at Bitcoin and two other altcoins because they kind of all coincide with each other in the nature of this video, and that's rejection, 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 rejection. So, I mean, yesterday Bitcoin wasn't doing very well either. Down 1%, not terrible, but today we see a 4% drop from Bitcoin, and as you can see, represented by the teal moving average, that is the 20-day moving average, and we have yet again got rejected from it. Now, keep in mind, a few days ago on the 5th, we also got rejected off of it. We dropped 4.5%. So we're kind of, relatively speaking, we're at the line. I wouldn't say it's a full-on rejection, but I wouldn't say that this is, something that we should just not look at and not care. I mean, you could, because maybe in your mind we're moving sideways, which is a which is a like a worthy argument to make. Some of you might say that this trend is just going down on the daily, and when you look at the weekly now, it kind of looks like that as well. The trend is going down, but I mean that we're struggling. I think the point that I'd like us to look at is that we are failing to get back above the 20-day moving average ever since June 29th, of the initial contact of it, and from June 13th, which is the only time where we really got above the 20-day moving average, albeit it was only for a week or like 5 days, I think. So with that said, it shows great um, uh, uh, the moving average is showing great strength in terms of keeping the price down. So, obviously with the 20-day moving average, it's a lagging indicator. Um, if we cannot outpace a lagging version of itself, then the price will ultimately continue to trend down, which I think is the main premise here. We are at the bottom of the range here. We have been in this range this entire time, albeit noting off some like a couple days. But regardless, we've been here for quite some time, and we have to be open on the idea that we can go further down. Hence why I have these two yellow lines here of anticipation, not anticipation, but just keeping my mind open to the fact that Bitcoin can drop further down. It's entirely possible, and we could see a sub $30,000 Bitcoin at some point, whether that's 28, 27,000, or even as low as maybe $23,000. These are quite, these are on the table, so to speak. With that said, we haven't got there yet, so don't count your chickens before they hatch. I'm just saying to keep an open mind of that. Speaking of rejections, we're also looking at, say, Chainlink. So Chainlink against Bitcoin was doing considerably well. Yesterday, well, not yesterday, kind of we got rejected, we got wicked out. But the day before, we had an amazing 7%, 8% move to the upside. But we actually just got rejected from the bottom of the channel here. So if you zoom out, you'll see that we've been looking at this channel for quite some time, and we are getting rejected off of it. So what does this mean? It just means that I think this channel, much like how much our demise when we saw it here when it broke down, is that this channel no longer works. This channel's, the Chainlink is not following the channel anymore. It is going to print out a new structure. In which case, I'll leave it up because, who knows, it might come back into the channel. We don't know. But um, for better or for worse, this channel no longer provides any useful information because we're getting rejected off of it. Mind you, I do reference the weekly channel, the weekly time frame for this channel, so we could see maybe by the end of the week. There's 3 days left, 3.5 days left. Maybe we can get back into it by the end of the week. But keep in mind that the 20-week moving average is also very close on our heels. We actually wicked to it, very. I'll be very close, but I would consider that a contact of the 20-week moving average. And we know the 20-week moving average for Chainlink is something that's quite impressive. to say the least, right? We have these moves here, we have these moves here. It held as support for us for a long time, and as of recently, as recent as January, it has acted as resistance to some degree. So it is acting as it looks like it's acting as resistance now, which is not good, but it is something that we have to keep in mind. And it's funny enough that the 20-week moving average is now relatively around the bottom of the channel. So we'll see if we break above it, then that's pretty bullish. That means the channel could be still in play. But as of right now, we have failed to break above the 20-week moving average. We are continuing to struggle. The last one would be basic attention token, actually, against Bitcoin. As you can see, we wicked to the 20-week moving average as well, but that's not really the moving average I wanted to talk about. It was more so the 50-day moving average is what I wanted to talk about, highlighted by this white line here. We talked briefly the other day that the 50-day moving average has acted as support, multiple times here, and that has acted as resistance a couple times, and is looking like it is acting as resistance yet again. With yesterday being a 4.5% move to the 50-day moving average, today we're bleeding another 4.5%, bringing us to relatively where we started yesterday, and ultimately getting rejected off the 50-day moving average. Again, all these moves here can be can change within the day, within the week. Um, so we'll definitely see how this will all play out, and we'll keep an open mind to that. But I think it just goes to show altcoins on the whole will struggle, will look like it's struggling against Bitcoin, while Bitcoin is below the 20-week moving average, right? So we're looking at the 20-week moving average. The gap is getting bigger. It's not good, but this is how the market works. So be patient, be cautious, and sooner or later it will turn itself around. We are just waiting for some kind of confirmation from Bitcoin for that. Anyway, that's all for today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.